Well, actually, my dad's nickname is Mugi. 6 years ago, he lived in Malaysia in Asia, Middle Asia, and I went there to see him for like 5 weeks or something. We were traveling the islands, and we went into karaoke pubs every night, and he'd sing songs where and they got crazy when they heard his voice, and he'd introduce himself as Mugi, and after a couple of tracks or songs he'd say, "Hey, and that's my son." And I was single at the time, and I think it was pointing, you know, anyway. He'd say, "That's my son," and because we were white, and I think people there started calling me Mugison, and I thought it was really nice that to have a stage name that's born in a karaoke pubs in Malaysia with my dad drinking for 5 weeks. But my real name is Örn Elias Guðmundsson. That's a bit harder to pronounce. Yeah, I started out doing this acoustica, electronica stuff, experimental. And I did that for a few years, 2 albums, and lots of gigs, just me and the laptop, a guitar. And in 2005, late 2005, I'd been doing lots of festivals, and I just kept on seeing these boys and girls that were much better at it than me. And you know, then I figured, you know, either I'll have to clean up my act and get a lot better at it, or try something new, or just quit. And I didn't really feel passionate enough at the time to get better on the computer stuff. Just didn't make my alarm click. So I called up a few friends and asked if they would come to like rehearsals and just have fun. And we tried a few songs that I'd been working on, and it just felt good, you know. Just the guitar, really everything really simple, and also I have more people involved because I was always alone with the computer. So it felt really liberating to have just the guys there, lots of humor, lots of beer, and lots of fun, you know. And I figured, you know, I'm only, at the time, I was just, you know, 29 years old, 28. So I figured, you know, I'd give it a try, do a rock and roll album before I turn too old and it'll be a nasty rock and roll album. So, you know, I just felt like try to make the best rock and roll album I could do. But I'm also always working on electronic stuff as well. Just wanted this one to be a rock and roll one. I got really into the blues when I was a teenager, listening to Robert Johnson, Jimi Hendrix, and then later Led Zeppelin and John Lee Hooker and stuff like that. So, and that's partly one of the reasons why, you know, I started to really want to learn the guitar and stuff. Then later I got really into technology and the computer stuff, and Matthew Herbert, Apex Twin, and that European stuff. And we're really lucky, we're in the middle of the ocean between America and Europe, and there's a great tradition of American music being copied in Iceland. But yeah, I agree, it's weird for a white boy next to the North Pole to make an attempt on the blues. It's even silly. I really like photographs a lot, and I love watching beautiful or well-made photographs. Not often beautiful, the content, though, but I had that idea that I'd mutate. So, there's one photo where my arm is like a microphone and my leg is a double bass. I don't know. I just had these ideas and I thought they were good, and called this guy up that I know, called Jonas, and he knew how to make it happen, and came to my town for a day, and we just had fun doing that stuff, and thought it was a good idea. but they turned out a bit brutal. But I'm really happy with the result though. I think they're well made. A lot. There's a song there called My Love, I Love, which is actually a copy of a title that is from Bogdan Rasinski. He did a whole album called My Love, I Love, and all the tracks on that album are called My Love, I Love. I was just playing around with the guitar in the studio and kind of improvised this song, and that's the version I have on the album. The first, and I recorded on the computer speakers, not with like a proper microphone. That's definitely a song for them. I was talking to my older son today, which is 3, and he heard AC/DC on the radio, and he thought it was me. My wife had to explain to him that it wasn't me, and then he went crying. And she had to explain it was rock and roll, and the way he got it was, she said that they were kind of our uncles in music. I think Queens of the Stone Age, definitely, because I was a real surprise being offered that spot. And they're really honest guys, and I know Josh, the singer in that band, he told me that he didn't really like the album for the first 7 listens. You know, he had 7 tries and he didn't like it. And then on the 8th turn, you know, the 8th time he put it on, he said something clicked and he really liked it, and he wanted to have us on the tour. And it's just such, because I'm a big fan of theirs, and I think, and especially him, you know, his music is really different. He does this desert stuff, he does more rock stuff or metal stuff, and he's always working, and so inspiring to meet a guy that's always on the job, you know. He's always alive in a way, musically, and he's got such a determination just for music. And their whole crew was like helping us out, like the guitar tech was fixing my guitar. You know, their stage guys, everyone was really like they have a really kind of a family around them, and it was just so nice that there was no like kind of hierarchy or like we are the like stars and you are the nobodies. It was more like going on the road with nearly a family kind of scenario, because they were like a bunch of coolest guys I've probably met, because they had that respect level of you know, just hugs and rock and roll, you know, and I miss them.